Hey everybody, this is Bob Carter from BobsMusicConnection.com, and right here I'm coming live to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. As I promised you on the web that there might be a few surprises, and I've got one sitting right in front of me, the drummer Scotty Banks from the JFR Project from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Right now I want you to tell me a little bit about the JFR Project.
All right, well, thanks a lot for having me, Bob. Basically, the JFR Project is there's 5 of us in the band.
Okay.
As I mentioned myself, I'm on the drums. We have a lead vocalist as well as he plays rhythm guitar, JF.
Okay.
And then we also have Corey D on the bass guitar.
All right.
Who looks after the rhythm section with myself.
Okay.
We have Joel Briggs who lights it up on our lead guitar, and has then wraps it up with Natalia, who is looking after what she's into the background vocals, the keyboard, percussion. We have cello that she plays in there,
sweet.
Really mixed it in there, and so it rounds out really nice. We're all different backgrounds and whatnot, but we all kind of come together in one melting pot, I guess.
As a drummer, this is kind of a 3-part question. Like when you first started learning to play the drums, who was your influence? Kind of midway through your time, and then even like today, right now, who are the drummers that are influencing you today?
What had initially been a focus, because I've been playing drums for many years. I played in the jazz band in junior high and high school. So a lot of my influences early on were, the great jazz players like Buddy Rich and Max Roach, and the grandfathers of jazz and so forth.
Okay.
And as time went on, of course, being very interested as a young guy also in rock and roll, mainstream rock, and different styles out there, I was very influenced by a band we all know, Rush.
Right.
Neil Peart.
Yep.
Great drummer, and just taking some of those different styles and how he mixes them together to make his unique sound. Then I would take that and find other players that were doing different sounds, completely different from that, but yet it's very technical playing, such as Danny Carey from the band Tool. You may have heard of them, and big influence for myself as well. And then I got a lot of interest in some of the guys like Carter Beaufort from the Dave Matthews Band. So I always am drawn to the technicality, but also the real soul of a player and how they really express themselves. Just because you're a technical player doesn't mean you have to play every single note at every single moment of the song, and just having that style and really creating something that's unique. So quite a bit of cats, but those are certainly some of the few.
Awesome. So down the road, and let's say you, for some reason, you were able to know when your last gig was going to be. So kind of on your bucket list, who would be 3 musicians, don't have to be other drummers, but 3 musicians that you would want to play with, and then why?
Actually, it's very interesting. Just last night, there was some music provided by Michael Bublé. There was a DVD playing, and that just brought me right back, as I mentioned, to jazz, brought me right back to that starting point for me. So Michael Bublé would definitely be somebody I'd like to be able to work with. Another one that comes to mind is Sting. Sting is by all means one of the most impressive musicians that I can come up to look toward. So I would say that Sting would be on the list. And then if I had to pick one other, I would think that it would likely be, to be honest with you, John Lennon. Now I know he's not around anymore, so I know the Beatles are, they're not with us. But if there was an opportunity to play with someone, it would be John Lennon. That would be absolutely incredible, just because of how much history, and we all know what John Lennon has done for the world of music. If I could go back and turn it back at the time, John Lennon.
Great. Now that leads me to also to you personally, but how do you see music impacting in bringing, as I was saying earlier, healing to the nations, and even in somebody's personal life? How do you see that?
Music, as we all know, is food for the soul. Mm-hmm. So and so many people are touched by different things in music. So we never really know who is going to receive what we're providing. We never really know who's going to be touched or how they're going to receive it. But that for me, that would be the within one, a person is able to be touched in a way that the spoken word, just in a conversation, doesn't necessarily have that same impact, because perhaps there's a beat, a certain rhythm, a certain chord progression that person really can identify with or is drawn towards. And as we all know, that if we can step back and just reflect on things that have happened in our lives, perhaps when we're not so busy and active, that's where I find that music helps us greatly. It's just kind of grounds us a little bit more, brings us back to the basis of who we are, and allows us to take time to work through some of the challenges that life throws our way.
Awesome. This brings me to one question I've been asking everybody, and it's part of the whole reason we're here too. Is, of course, without the fan base, why play? To a certain degree. So, here's a shot for you to speak out to y'all's fan base, but also fans in general. What would you want them to know? Because lots of times people don't get to have the chance to have an opportunity to have a conversation like you and I are having. What would you want them to know?
I would want them to know, and do you mean specifically about the band itself?
Well, about the band, and then also how you guys feel about your fan base.
At the end of the day, Bob, the fans really they're the ones that they're our best critic,
right?
And so we're there to reach out to them and hopefully bring them something that they can really relate to.
Right. Okay.
In their day-to-day lives. If we can make one person feel better, whether it be about their personal life or about a situation that they're encountering or something, then we've done something for that person. And to me, that's what it's all about, is inspiring others and allowing, through our own expression, through our own musical abilities, to bring that to somebody else and allow them to feel good. And if we're doing that, if we're bringing them that joy, then isn't it a win-win?
Awesome. Now, what type of what's y'all's either current project that you're working on or one that you're getting ready to work on?
What we're doing at the moment, we just finished actually releasing our first CD. Okay.
And how can people get that CD?
It's available on iTunes. Okay. So you can just put in there the JFR Project, and you'll find the disc, or certainly through our website as well, www.thejfrproject.com. Okay. So they're able to find us.
Good. Now, one last question that I've been leaving with a lot of people is, if you could be interviewing yourself right now, what question would you ask yourself, and then how would you answer yourself?
Wow, that's a good question, Bob. If I could be interviewing myself, I would ask myself that over the next 5 years, what is the goal? What do I see in the next 5 years? And to answer that is simply a lot of touring, a lot of playing on the road. Definitely want to come down to the States here,
right?
So that's a big part of the future. A second CD, which we're already starting doing the songwriting to be able to go and move forward with another CD. And to be fully functioning musicians, just to be a fully functioning band that every day you're living, you're eating and breathing and sleeping music. That would be the ideal scenario that we're targeting at this point.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for your time and look forward to hearing more from you guys, and hopefully this will help you guys in your journey, and I know it's has blessed mine, and so thank you again, Scott. and appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Appreciate it.